Hey y'all, what's up? Today I am bringing you my thoughts and opinions on the new Urban Decay Stay Naked Concealer. I have been using this, I know, at least for 2.5 weeks. I've been playing with it and trial running it. You guys saw my Urban Decay Stay Naked foundation review, and for some reason, I don't know, I've seen a bunch of other reviews and talked to a lot of other girls. They used it and they seem to really like it if they do have more so oilier skin. As you guys saw, for me in that particular video, the foundation just didn't hold up for me. I am someone who does not wear primer, just period, mattifying primer. I know a couple people are saying, oh, well, just try it with the primer. And while I love and respect you guys, here's just my thought process on it. I feel like I shouldn't have to buy a primer just for a foundation to work for me. Everything ain't for everybody, you know what I mean? So just because something does not work for me doesn't mean that it's bad. I mean, you guys, the proof was in the video. You saw that it did not stand up for me. And also on top of that, I have plenty of other foundations behind me that work just fine without a primer. So I just chopped it up to, it's just not a foundation for me. If it works for you, that's great. Wasn't a fan of the foundation. However, the shade match for that foundation, Urban Decay did a beautiful job with the shade range for that foundation line, so I can say that. So the foundation didn't work for me. I do plan on revisiting it when it gets a little bit cooler here. However, the concealer, loving the concealer. So let's go ahead and get into the demo, and then we'll come back and we will talk about the concealer. Okay, so I already have foundation on. I went in with the Makeup Forever Ultra HD, oldie but a goodie, not a new foundation. However, they have new shades, and this is super important to me because these are actually the foundations that I use on my clients. I keep this in my client kit, so we're gonna be talking about this in a Throwback Thursday video, but this is what I have on, and the shade that I am wearing that matches me now officially is Y533 Urban Decay Stay Naked Concealer. We're going in with the shade 70 in Y. Now initially when I first started using this concealer, I was a little concerned because it's a little bit lighter than what I typically go for. However, I do not mind it whatsoever because once you blend it out, it looks so beautiful. So it's super easy to blend. A little bit is going to go a long way. I prefer to use my little cosmetics wedge. If you want to use a beauty blender, whatever the case may be. Also, if I do use a concealer brush, my favorite concealer brush to use is actually by Real Techniques, or the Real Techniques. It's an eyeshadow blending brush. I use that a lot on clients to blend out concealer, and it works out beautifully. Boom. So this is the side with concealer, obviously, and this is the side that is struggling and needs help and looks like The Walking Dead. Now the finish of it is definitely more so on the matter side, but it's not extremely drying. And the applicator, it has like a little divot in it. It's a little bit different. I haven't had an applicator like that. And that is the finish of it. Sorry, my eyes are a little bit puffy, guys. I'm tired. I've had an extremely long, busy week at work. Okay, and then to set, of course, we're going in under the eyes with MAC Mineralized Skin Finish and the best setting brush in the world. Again, Real Techniques. And then I'm just going to set the rest of my face with the ABH Loose Powder in Deep Peach. Okay, y'all, so this is what my face is looking like. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup, and then we'll be back to talk about the concealer. Okay, I am back. Makeup is on. I am rocking the Urban Decay Jackie Aina. I'm rocking the ABH Jackie Aina palette on my eyes. This video is already up. It was the video before this, so if you want to check that out, please do. Let's talk about the concealer. So the one thing that I did notice about the concealer as far as the shade range for the concealer, I felt like The undertones were a little bizarre for the concealer. Foundation, cool. The undertones for the concealer, it seemed to be just a little bizarre to me. I saw a lot of warm orange undertones, and I'm guessing they did that specifically because they're thinking of people color correcting, which I understand. However, I feel like we should just leave the color correctors to the color correctors and the concealers to the concealers, because I don't know, maybe that's just the makeup artist in my mind. Like whenever I'm color correcting, I want to kind of make sure that I'm customizing and doing it myself with the appropriate color corrector. Like I don't want my concealer to be too orangey, I guess. I don't know. For me, I don't know. I just thought that the undertones for the concealers were a little bizarre. However, the concealer itself, I do love the concealer. So I'm in the shade 70 NY. I typically don't go this bright, but the shade before it was too light, but then the shade under it was too dark, so I went with this one. It does have a neutral yellow undertone, which I'm fine. Neutral yellow, neutral golden typically works for me. The shade range for the concealer, great. This concealer, unlike the foundation, stands up on me. It stays on all day long. I don't have any issues with it budging, no issues with it creasing. I will say the formulation for it, it goes on nice and easy, super blendable. However, it is on the matter side, and I feel like if maybe you do have dry under eyes, I don't want to say it's not going to work for you. I'm just not sure how it's going to settle on your face. Please keep in mind that everyone's under eye situation is different. Everybody's skin is different. Things just kind of settle and shift and look different on everyone's skin. If you do have dry skin, just make sure you are making sure you're hydrating yourself. I have oily skin and I don't really get too crazy creasy under my eyes. I know for me, if I'm using a concealer, with the exceptions of the Becca Aqua Luminous, which I am about 95% sure that they're about to discontinue that, and I'm annoyed. With the exception of that one, I have found that concealers that tend to be a little bit more on the hydrating side just don't work for me. It doesn't stay on, it gets creasy, it gets stuck up in my fine lines, but that is just me. Now, I wanted to compare this concealer to the other Urban Decay concealers. Hold on. Okay, I had to grab the original Naked concealers out of my kit. I just picked up 3 here. So if you are someone who does have the Urban Decay Naked Skin concealers and you're wondering how it differs from this one, well, first of all, these are being discontinued. So unfortunately, they will no longer be available as far as I know. Like, I don't see them in Ulta or Sephora anymore. I haven't checked the website, but these I do like, and I carry them in my kit. It's different from the Stay Naked because I feel like this one, I feel like this one doesn't have as much coverage as this does. This has a lot of pigmentation on it, but as far as the consistency and how it wears, they wear the same. This one is not, again, the Naked Skin. It's not one that has more of a luminous or a hydrating feel to it. It is a little bit more on the satin side. So if you have this and you're just kind of wondering how these compare, this is just more pigmentation than this one. Now, the Urban Decay All Nighter Concealer. This is strictly for the girl that likes full coverage, that wants to be beat and likes matte. This, the pigmentation compared to the Stay Naked, totally different. You get a lot of pigmentation, you get a lot of coverage, and you get a lot of matte. I do not recommend this one at all to anyone who has mature skin, dry skin, fine lines, any kind of texture, none of that. So that is how those differ. I just wanted to throw that out there in case anyone was curious. So that's going to wrap up my thoughts in little comparison on the Urban Decay concealers. Down below, I want to know if you've tried this concealer, and if so, leave me your thoughts. You guys know the deal. Keep it simple, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.